You look like an Easter egg that molests children. Yeah, so did like 3 years in New York, and then right around the tail end of New York is when I got the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon.
So how'd you actually land that gig?
Yeah, what was that like? Yeah.
Oh man, sheer stupidity is how I landed. Real dumb stuff, right? So I was living still in New York, and I entered a competition called Stand Up NBC, which is a diversity competition, and which diversity really just means no white guys. But all accent here is the loophole to no white guys.
Yeah, you're also from a place that's known a lot of oppression too, so it's...
Yeah, exactly. So give us something, right? But yeah, so I originally got passed to do the first round of the competition in Charlotte, but the weekend the Charlotte audition was, I had an Irish festival that I was doing in upstate New York, which I wasn't making a lot of money in comedy at the time, and that was like one of the like financially best weekends I had on the calendar. So I was like, look, is there any chance I can reschedule? And they go, yeah, of course. Do you want to do? And there was 5 hub cities that they auditioned in, and Charlotte was one of them. And the last was Houston, and it was the only other one I was free for. So I go, whatever, I'll go to Houston. So like a couple of months later, and I booked the flights late, and they're expensive, and the hotel is like, rooms are expensive, and I end up flying to Dallas instead and getting a bus to Houston just to save a couple of $100, and getting a hotel in Dallas the first night and one in Houston the second night. And I dropped like $700 on a 2-minute audition, right? Like dumb, really stupid. Yeah, so stupid. And we're in this audition, and it's only like, there's like 30 comedians in the room, right? About 30 comedians, and then a judges panel, 3 judges for NBC, right? And people start going up, and the first like 4 or 5 all bomb, like they're really struggling. It's a weird vibe. There's only comics in the room. Comics who are like, well, I don't want to laugh at you because that might hurt my chances, those stupid competitive idiots. But eventually it gets like a little bit better, and one guy does okay, and then the guy before me does really well, but no offense to him, his stuff was just like, I don't know. Was he like, did he have was he friends with a lot of comics? So I'm listening to him, I'm going, what is this nonsense he's talking about, So then I go up, and immediately it just starts going really well. And it was, I don't know what, it was almost as if the comics were just like, look, I don't know if they're going to move him on, but if they do, they do. And that's a separate thing. Like, I know he's not taking my spot. They have a spot for an Irish guy, then they have it. It's like,
diversity.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not taking the gay black guy spot, There's either a spot reserved for an Irish guy or there isn't, So the audition goes great, and I move on to the semi-final, which is the following day, also in Houston, and there's 8 of us, and we're doing this audition, and this time we have an audience, which is good, right? 8 of us, and I'm right in the middle, like 4th or 5th. I'm like, great, okay, that'll be fine. And comics are struggling. Like, the room is not packed at all. The room is like maybe 50 to 60 people. But there's like, it's like 250, 300 seater, probably a 250 seater room. There's like 65, 70 people there, right? Comics are struggling. It's, it's difficult. And then one guy goes up and he does pretty well, pretty decent, all considering pretty decent. One other guy, I would say, does well. And then I go up and I just have like a really good set. It was like a really good set, all considering. The crowd really liked me. And the following night I fly back to New York, and I get a message from the booker for the Tonight Show saying, hey, we got an audition on Tuesday night at New York Comedy Club. It's an audition showcase for the Tonight Show. Are you free, and will you be in New York? And I said, yeah, I'll be in New York. And I was like, this is ridiculous. Nothing good happens for me in New York. Why am I? you're fucking with me right now, aren't you? And so yeah, I did it. I did the audition. Funny enough, didn't move on in the competition. Nobody from Houston moved on, so they gave me they were like, we can't have a white guy in the finals of this diversity competition, but you can have this audition. Is that cool? And I was like, that's way better. Yeah, thank you. We're cool. So so I did the audition, and 4 months later, I got in the Tonight Show.
Nice, man.
Huh. Was it really 4 months? That's a crazy amount of time, right?
I think it was 4 months. Let's see, September, October. I think it might have been like, it was September, October, and I did it January 10th. So
Okay.
Now the showcase, by the way, was just like 11 hilarious comedians, sold out club in New York, hosted by Roy Wood Jr., who is an absolute beast. Yeah, just like killers. Comics who all have, I think pretty much all of them already had TV credits, you know?
Mhm.
And I'm just there like, it's great to be here. hey, I've tried out there. Oh, yeah, I know you. Okay.
You don't know me? Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't heard of me?
Oh no, you haven't. You don't go to open mics. Okay, all right.
I'm really big in the Orlando scene.
Yeah. Ever heard of Bonkers comedy clubs? Yeah, I've performed.
Do a lot of Irish festivals.
Yeah, I'm big in Frankfurt in upstate New York. One time a guy asked me to sign his Irish Lives Matter t-shirt.
Oh my God.
I know I was doing a character there. That is true.
So what kind of effect did that have on your career after you hit the Tonight Show?
Oh, it was great, man. It was like I was kind of like on the periphery of being full time, and that just like kind of gave me the push over the edge, and it just opened a lot of doors. Like I still had to figure it all out. It was all on me to figure out. I didn't have an agent, Ran. I have a cruise, like a guy who books me for cruise ships and stuff, and colleges and stuff, but I didn't have an agent. So I had to figure it out myself. And the first thing that happened was a couple of clubs that I had been working on where I was headlining their bullshit rooms, you know, just like comedy club chains. I was doing their bullshit rooms, and now they're like, oh, we have these casinos that pay really well. And I was like, all right, cool. And I was basically learning as I went. So like when they offered me the casinos, I just made the decision. I was like, oh, I can't work their bullshit rooms anymore. So I would only send avails for the rooms that paid well, obviously. You know? I was like, yeah, I'm not going to Homosassa, Florida. Send me to Vegas, baby. So that's what I started doing. So it was what some contacts reached out to me as soon as it happened. And then with others, I kind of like, I reached out, but it was the same thing. It's just like your response rate was a lot higher because now you have a Tonight Show clip, and now, you know what I mean? So, And then, finally I built up like a roster of clubs that I really like that I get to headline now. Obviously I haven't been on a cruise ship in a while, but they'll be back.